support our troops a lot in this country. But what happens after the uniforms come off? That's where DAV, Disabled American Veterans, steps in. For more than 100 years, DAV has helped veterans get the benefits they've earned, access health care, find jobs, and navigate life after service, all at no cost to them. And every year, they're helping more than 1 million veterans and their families achieve real victories, big and small. We're talking about helping veterans get transportation to medical appointments, transition to civilian careers, and access critical support after service. DAV even supports caregivers for many veterans, and those aren't small things. They're life-changing. These are the men and women who stood up for all of us. Now it's our turn to stand with them. Learn more and support more victories for veterans at DAV.org. That's DAV.org.
It's Portland or prosperity. You decide. The will count majority.
I swear there's only coffee in my cup right now. This is the epitome. This is the epitome of yacht rock. And you know, I feel Bertie Higgins is I don't want to insult the guy, but Jimmy Buffett's the one that, you know, it was like Cyndi Lauper and Madonna came out at the same time, and Cyndi Lauper's doing gay pride parades, you know, like, and it's like the equivalent of like Metallica's playing stadiums, and there are some bands playing chili cook-offs. You know, it's just. But Bertie Higgins, something worth revisiting. Key Largo, Just Another Day in Paradise. I love this song. It was one of my mom's favorites. She had a 78 value classic. It was a boat. This is the basis of yacht rock right here. Which you like confused, like, wait, I'm listening to you, but yacht rock? Yes, because I know I know. All right, phone lines 1-866-95-PATRIOT 957-2874. Let's see, what should we play now? Graham Plattner, the fake oyster fisherman with the Nazi tattoos. Oh, you know, if you're looking at the polls, he's ahead in outlier polls. I don't know that he's really going to win this race. He might. I don't think he's in the same boat as Stephen Tallarico, people call Talafrico, who's got unmarked van vibes, like, you know, sitting at the park watching the kids play in a members only jacket. I'm waiting for the October surprise of this guy. Something's going to come out. I said it on Newsmax. It went viral. I know I'm right. There's something very wrong with Tallarico. Okay, there's something there. I don't know if it's their cheerleader buried under the front porch, but there's something there. He's got Texas Chainsaw Massacre family vibes. You know, could you totally see him walking around in women's lingerie with a skin mask? I can. So here's Graham Plattner, cut 7.
I think we are much closer to universal health care than people think we are. We don't have universal health care. We don't have a single payer system. The reason we have it isn't, or we don't have it, isn't because like we haven't written good policy or we don't know what to do. It's simply because there has not been the political will or power to make it a reality. And I believe after this November, we're going to see a massive increase in people in the House and the Senate who see a universal single-payer system as the future in healthcare in this country. We're going to see a lot more of them. And that's going to allow us to build a lot more power, because at the end of the day, it really is just about power.
Power that you want for yourself. I will lay out why single-payer healthcare is really bad. Beyond the fact that it stifles competition, because there is no competition, beyond the fact that Democrats told us that if we gave way to Obamacare, it was going to solve. They're acting like they didn't say it was going to solve all our problems. They absolutely did. They absolutely promoted Obamacare as the be-all, end-all of public policy. But here's the thing that drives me absolutely insane. You have to pay into the system whatever the government says. And then the government decides who gets what. So AIDS is a political disease. Pancreatic cancer, not so much. Why should someone who makes the sacrifice to be healthy subsidize somebody who is morbidly obese? And this is the thing that Democrats do when they talk about poverty. Not every poor person is poor because there's a rich person. As a matter of fact, no poor people are poor because of a rich person. But the idea that because we have capitalism, or we don't redistribute wealth, that every poor person is poor by no fault of their own, that's not true. Some people are born losers. Some people are effing lazy. Some people don't want to do a damn thing for themselves. Some people are poor because they don't want to work. That's a fact. And people aren't in poor health because of fast food. They're not in poor health because, and look, I believe in Mama. I believe in what RFK Jr. is doing. If there are poisonous things that we don't need in our food, a simple explanation. And I've seen memes about this. If you grew up in the 70s, McDonald's French fries had 4 ingredients: potatoes, tallow, salt, pepper. That was it. Now they have 15 ingredients. And I understand they're trying to be more efficient. They've sacrificed whatever nutritional value they may have had for more efficiency, and speed is what drives fast food. Gatorade, same thing. Gatorade used to have, I think it was 5 ingredients: water, potassium, salt, sugar, lemon. That was Gatorade, served in a glass bottle. Now it's served in a BPA plastic bottle that, if it heats up, the chemicals leach into the drink. I get all of that. But there are people that, no matter what food pyramid, what system you have, are going to be fat. Control their eating habits. Why should somebody, manages their intake, exercises regularly, takes care of themselves, always be responsible for somebody who doesn't? Now, the Democrats would say, well, you have to have the time to exercise, you have to be able to afford a gym. Let me tell you something. When I was poor AF, I couldn't afford a gym membership. I bought an on-sale pair of cross-trainer shoes. And you know what I used to exercise? The road. You could run for free. You can do push-ups for free. Most public parks have some kind of, you could do pull-ups for free. You could do sit-ups for free. Exercise doesn't cost anything. Just because in our free market, we have all the big brands and all the private trainers and all the supplements out there. Jillian Michaels, America's toughest trainer. She would tell you off air, I guarantee you, if you don't have money and even a lot of time, in a half hour you can get in a workout. Push-ups, squats, jumping, you can do something. You're choosing not to. Not everybody is a victim of poverty, of race, of socioeconomic status, or region. Some people are fat and unhealthy because they make bad choices. Why should people who don't smoke, limit their alcohol, who aren't, or even, why should people who are monogamous be responsible for people who are promiscuous? Why is that? There's a difference between getting HIV from a blood transfusion and taking poppers and, whatting with like 50 people. All right? The idea that you're going to force people to pay into a system that they're barely going to use, so people who don't pay in can get everything they need and be irresponsible. I don't like any system that forces responsible people to be responsible for irresponsible people. And then the worst part is, and I will fight anyone on this, because I've read Dr. Ezekiel Emanuel's paper on this, and it is the basis of single payer in the United States, that the system begins to restrict investment in your health at the age of 41. So let's say You paid in your whole life, and you've taken care of yourself. Oh, he's actually written about this. If the choice was giving an organ transplant to a 68-year-old military veteran or a 21-year-old illegal immigrant, who do you think gets the transplant? The 21-year-old illegal immigrant. Why? Because of something called a quality adjusted life years. Yes, if AI is running our system, which it would, there's going to be more outcome, more lifespan for the 21-year-old illegal immigrant than the 68-year-old veteran. But we have to ignore the fact that one person's a citizen, one is not, one is a veteran, one is not, one paid in their whole life, and one did not. And that's the system they're talking about. I will debate anyone, anywhere, anytime on this. All right, I'm going to get all the calls next. Sirius XM Patriot.
Only the brave remain standing in the hunt for football's ultimate treasure.
The tension in the FIFA World Cup ramps up in the knockout stage.
Who will rise from the flames and seize immortality?
Hear every crucial moment on Sirius XM.
What on earth have we just witnessed? This is the World Cup knockout stage.
Hear all the FIFA World Cup matches on Fox Sports 83 and the Sirius XM app. And for pre- and post-game discussion and analysis, check out Sirius XM FC 107.
Maybe this is YouTube. There's enormous frustration right now with healthcare costs. It is amazing. Healthcare costs for families in the last 20 years have almost tripled, and it just keeps getting worse. All this to say, this is why MediShare is so in demand right now. People are looking for alternatives. And MediShare is proven you can save thousands of dollars a year and actually like it more. Over 1 million Americans are now part of healthcare sharing, and MediShare is the gold standard. It's trusted. It works. It's been helping people save money and have peace of mind now for 30 plus years. It's not some big impersonal thing either. It's a community of people like you helping each other. So yeah, if you're frustrated too, here's your chance to make a refreshing change. You'll notice the difference as soon as you call. They're easy to talk to. You can get a price within 2 minutes. Here is the number. Call 844-57-BIBLE. That's 844-57-BIBLE. 844-57.
Oh my God.
Truck drivers, are you looking for a career that offers more opportunities? Find out why Schneider stands above the others. In addition to offering the widest selection of home time options, Schneider's safety focus protects drivers. From advanced safety technology on all trucks to giving drivers complete control to determine when it's safe to drive, Schneider delivers. New to trucking, Schneider offers company-paid CDL training and tuition reimbursement options to help you get started. Join a carrier that makes your safety its priority. Search driving jobs near you at SchneiderJobs.com.
If you're looking to get the most money for selling your coins, fine jewelry, precious metals, high-end antiques, and collectibles, there's one mistake most people make. They take the first offer from a pawn shop, jewelry store, or one of those so-called TV experts. Sil DeGenova, CEO and owner of Tangible Investments, doesn't want to be your first call. He wants to be your last. Sil and Tangible Investments have built direct relationships, eliminating middlemen and dramatically increasing payouts. That's why Sil is legendary for paying up to 5 times more than his competitors, and why you'll see him featured on CNBC, History and Discovery Channel, and quoted on the front page of the Wall Street Journal, and why Tangible Investments has bought over $1 billion in collectibles. Shop around first, then call Sil last. You'll be amazed at the difference. Guaranteed. 800-885-1400 for a free no-obligation appraisal. 800-885-1400. Before you sell, call Sil. 800-885-1400.
I burst into our factory basement office and yelled, "I finally found our niche!" And then I chanted, "We're going to be rich!" over and over like a maniac. My partner grabbed my hands and we jumped up and down chanting, "We're going to be rich! We're going to be rich!" Mike Capel here, Patriot Software's founder. Back then, I chased dollars. Today, Patriot helps you protect your dollars with simple accounting and payroll. No chanting required. Just go to patriotsoftware.com. It's time and money.
Do you really want to spend another summer like last summer, barely sleeping because you were too hot all night? Well, people blame summer heat for bad sleep when it really is their mattresses probably trapping the heat. And if you already sleep hot, the summer only makes it worse. That's why
Good to see you, Wanda.
before my daughter, others are on the way. She's a student athlete. She was just texting me now tonight. She's got practice from 6:45
Staying cool today?
in this heat. But she's going to be be all just exhausted and tired and probably cranky, but I know on her ghost bed she will get the best night's sleep ever. It helps keep you cool all night, no waking up sweating, tossing and turning, or throwing the covers off at 2 a.m. Cooling tech is built into every mattress, and it's not some expensive upgrade that you have to pay for. Hot sleepers are some of GhostBed's happiest customers. Okay, read their reviews. Less sickness, deeper sleep, more rested mornings. GhostBed gives you 101 nights to try it at home. You can sleep on it all summer long and feel the difference for yourself. How many more summers are you going to waste on bad
Hey, Wanda, do you have a Rumble? I'm monetized on Rumble. I could use a unique chat every once in a while. Yeah, it's fucking hot here too. Not as bad as yesterday yet, but we're all the way up to 95. We got up to 102 yesterday.
About $1 a day. Go to ghostbed.com/willcow. Use
About
promo code
to
willcow that I mentioned.
punch in the dash, do some dashing.
That's ghostbed.com/willcow. Promo code willcow.
When the media makes you sick, what kind of settles your stomach?
I wonder if this is on Joy Reid's playlist. Keep playing.
We're live.
About a lot of these movies in the 80s.
No Rumble. They're easy to set up. It's a very free speech setup, but I understand.
Death Before Dishonor. Does anyone know the movie Death Before Dishonor with Brett Dreyer? There's on the TV show Hunter. Chuck Norris, Delta Force.
But I get it.
Iron Eagle. Iron Eagle is one of my... I love that movie. Really good soundtrack. Queen.
Nope, got an order already.
Red Dawn. Like, there were no shortage of movies. Top Gun. All right? And I gotta be honest, Maverick was a really good movie. It really was. If you love the nostalgia, it was a great movie. I mean, and you have here's and there's.
Already got an order at the Speedway. Right in front of it.
Battleship was. I actually thought it was a fun movie. Michael Bay knows how to make fun movies. But if you grew up in the 80s watching...
All right, be right back. We're going to grab this order.
Death Before Dishonor, Iron Eagle. I mean...
Oh, you can do it on Rumble. You can post about just about anything. You don't get gigs. You can have music playing in the background of live streams, everything. Oh, yeah, for sure. I'll follow you if you come on over.
72874. I bet you most Marines saw Death Before Dishonor. All right, let's see. Angela, Texas. Go ahead, you evil, heartless babe.
You're right. I am evil and heartless, but I love America. I love America, and I am sitting in the parking lot going in to buy some flags, and I put my Christmas tree up and decorating it for the month.
See, I thought I didn't understand the Easter tree, but I do get that because they say Christmas in July. So why not? If you're going to have Christmas in July, why not have an Independence Day tree?
I agree, 100%. Thank you for that idea.
I know my wife's going to say, you really go to the storage unit to pull out the Christmas tree? Maybe. Scotty, Texas also. Go ahead. I got a lot of calls from Texas. I got almost the whole Cody's in Texas, Tim's in Texas, Scotty's in Texas. Go ahead, you evil, heartless bastard.
Thanks, Professor. Have you ever thought about getting an adjunct professor's certificate? I mean, you could challenge your courses to really win.
You know what's funny is that I thought about what would I, when I hang this up, and would I want to work with young? See, I don't know that I would want to go and teach it. I would want to work with young people that want to do what I do. I just don't know what I do is going to be there. My daughters are not interested in doing this as a career. My son,
Right.
I want to be a radio host just like
Yeah, for sure. I'd definitely follow you.
But I'm like,
I've only been doing it a little bit, and I've already got 1,000 almost 1,000 subscribers. So.
Yeah, I think we figured it out though. Hey, do you have a name for your boat?
Yes.
You know, you do.
And it's I know it's bad luck to change the name of the boat, and I don't care about saying it. My boat has the funniest name of any boat in the world.
Okay, go ahead.
What boat?
Oh,
The boat's
right.
name. The boat's who's on first. The boat's name is what
Right.
boat? And when I pulled up to the guy's driveway and I saw that, I was like, "This guy's got a sense of humor. That's my boat." And when people said you have a boat, I said, "What boat?"
Yeah, Park Next, don't worry about it. So, I was going to suggest Wolverine because you just said that, you know, your name is derivative of the word wolf. So anyway, what I wanted to get about was, here's a suggestion that I just popped in my head. What if we
Man,
had
taking us all the way to
police
BG?
officers,
Jesus
more
Christ.
police officers in this country
12 miles
that were
away.
interested in becoming U.S. Marshals to do so? It's just a certificate, it's a training. I mean, and then that would eliminate the minutia where it from local police to jail to court to ICE. It just drop them off.
Well, I think what Trump and Republicans should do is Biden had no problem hiring 80,000 IRS agents to give us colonoscopies if they thought we cheated the government a nickel. You're telling me that you could create yet another force to control the citizen, but you can't create another force to control the non-citizen? That makes no sense. Thank you for the call. Todd, North Carolina, go ahead, you evil, heartless bastard.
The rumors are true. Bernie wouldn't be so mouthy if we took away his capitalist-funded security.
There's that.
Yeah. Also, all these women that are foreigners that are over here that hate our country so bad, back in their home countries, they wouldn't be allowed to speak.
Yep.
You know? So,
I would like Ilhan I would like Rashida Tlaib to tell me which Islamic country she could walk around in with no headscarf and be as mouthy as she is.
right, exactly. Hey, two quick things. When you just mentioned the movie Battleship, at the premiere, I hauled a shredder ball that was built for the director to drive at the premiere from Florida to California.
A what?
For the premiere.
No.
The shredder ball.
What's that?
From the movie Battleship. That was the ball that.
Oh, yeah. Those things that, okay, the alien ship, it looked like a ball with braid, like the movie Phantasm, like it was a ball with the blades, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I hauled that from Florida to California for the premiere.
Well, that's fun.
And since you're a car guy, real quick, 2 weeks ago I hauled a 1968 Shelby GT500 KR 4-speed air-conditioned car, only one of four.
What is that worth? 250,000?
At least.
Yeah,
Andrew, have a great.
That's above my pay grade. Although you know what just popped into my head. I know it's bad luck to change the name of a boat, but what about Evil Heartless Boat? Or just Evil Heartless? Or Heartless, right? Heartless. Let's see, who do we have here?
All right. Hey, if you do pop in on Rumble, I simulcast on Rumble. Actually, I use Rumble Studio to stream with, and you can multi-stream to multiple platforms on it.
I'm out here in the North Dakota, Minnesota area. I'm a doctor.
Links in the description.
I lived in Winnipeg for over 10 years.
Hey, homegrown.
Canadian healthcare. They only cover for your
Thank you.
needs.
Thanks, homegrown.
If you can get in the doctor, they'll cover you.
I was just telling Wanda.
So they'll fix that for you. That's all they cover. No medical, no dental, no vision. They won't cover your medicine. So if you have cancer, you're dying of cancer, you go to the hospital, they'll take care of you there. Once you walk out, your medicine, guess what? That's on you, buddy.
It's a pretty river here. You can see it.
Well, I have a so-called Canadian doctor I can't verify. He gets very upset and calls the program whenever I point out that you have cities like Pittsburgh that have more MRI machines than the whole nation of Canada. Yeah. What's the wait time? What's the wait time for an MRI in America versus Canada?
Yeah.
It's minutes.
You're getting it within a week or two here versus Canada probably 6 months.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing. Like, you can look up the World Health Organization. When they talk about healthcare, why is it that England has the lowest cancer survival rates, but the United States has the best chances of survival if we are the worst when it comes to healthcare? Because that's totally not true. All right, let's see. What have we got coming up? You have another guest, don't we? Maybe, maybe not. All right. Third hour next, Sirius XM Patriot.
That's actually, I took that from, that's the name of a band. I actually made a website for. It's one of my sock accounts on my iPad. That actually used to be the name of this, or of the my YouTube channel, my main YouTube channel. I just changed it.
Affordable funding as soon as one business day. And we're ready to help with funding from $10,000 to $2 million. If you've been in business for 1 year or more with a monthly income of at least $25,000, you can get the affordable funding you need with no collateral. Go to
I know.
swishfunding.com today. That's swishfunding.com. Lenny went to college and racked up huge debt. For a degree he couldn't use? Now what? They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
They weren't all that good, but I love the name. So. When I used to game a lot, that's what I used, was that name, gamer tag. Some platforms wouldn't even let me use that name. I think originally on Twitch, they wouldn't let me use it as a platform name. I had to tweak it a little bit, put a 0 in there. I think Exy's doing his volunteer work today. He may show up later. We've got a meeting at 4, so I'm just doing a couple DoorDashes beforehand. We better be paying these things. 12-pack of White Claw, peach, variety pack. How many different varieties of peach can you have?
This is America's coffee. Never gets old. Celebrating America 250. Sirius XM Patriot 125.
You know my speed? Doing less than the speed limit. The car in front of me is doing less.
Users are at Town Hall. I'm behind you in Washington. The Northeast is bracing for hot weather today. New York City could get up to 98 today.
I'm up to 97 now. I've gained 2 degrees since I started the stream.
It would be the first time in 14 years. The U.S. economy saw job creation cool sharply heading into the summer months, according to the Bureau of Labor.
On average, though, the whole country is like 15 degrees cooler than normal.
Non-farm payrolls for June increased by a seasonally adjusted 57,000 for the month, slower than the dourly revised 129,000 added in May, and worse than the 115,000 Dow Jones consensus forecast. The unemployment rate, however, dropped to 4.2% and slightly ahead of the 4.1% where it was a year ago. The move lower was largely due to a slump in the labor force participation rate, which dropped 0.3 percentage points to 61.5, the lowest since March of 2021. Pretty embedded in Washington. On Wall Street, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is up by 149 points at this time, with the NASDAQ struggling a bit. That high tech index down by 402 points. The S&P 500 off by 53. So is the U.S. a soccer nation? Well, a new survey shows most Americans may still be on the sidelines, even though they do have plenty to cheer about during this World Cup.
A new poll from Ipsos.
It was a good game last night. I'm not a huge soccer fan, but
many Americans' interest. Many U.S. adults were excited about the U.S. making it to the knockout round of the World Cup. About 6 in 10 soccer fans say they were extremely or very excited, much higher than the 25% of Americans overall who said the same. The poll was conducted from June 26th through the 28th, after the U.S.
I don't understand the rules enough, though.
But before they won against Bosnia-Herzegovina in the knockout round. Most U.S. soccer fans have been pleased by the U.S. men's national team performance, and the majority are excited.
I'm sure easy to breathe.
I'm Marcela Sanchez.
More of these stories.
See, the heat index is hot because the humidity is also kind of high here too. Although today I don't think it's that bad. This nice breeze today, so. Well, corn shot up. It made it knee high by the 4th of July.
New Jersey Governor Mikey Sherrill has signed a measure that will make employers pay a fee if they have at least 50 employees on Medicaid. Proponents say it's about fairness because employers benefit from having some lower-income workers with taxpayer-funded health coverage. Fees will start at $325 a year for each employee and top out at $725, depending on how many employees are on Medicaid. Other states, such as California, are considering similar fees. The left-leaning Center on Budget and Policy Priorities says the fees could lead to companies employing fewer people from low-income households.
Right.
I'm Donna Warner.
President Trump's smart wall on the Mexican
We're just
border
moving to states that they're not doing that.
Combining tall steel fencing with advanced technology like sensors and cameras. The project was put on hold during the Biden administration, but now building has resumed. Breaking news at townhall.com.
Fusion of rational thought and political analysis. This is what your brain has been waiting for. News, politics, and issues. Enhanced. You have just joined the Will Count Majority.
Your generation of great talk radio. The founder of the news. That's me. Andrew Wilkow, 367 Patriot phone lines, as always. 12695 Patriot 957-2874. The email. Spelling it right. WILKOW at localmajority.com. You're looking at Patriot first, Conservative second, Republican third. And working every single day to make this the most popular program offered by SiriusXM Radio because it's based on one thing and one thing only. And that is rational thought. So welcome to the Wilkow Majority. I'm Andrew Wilkow. We're live. I won't be here tomorrow. I don't know if you caught this. I'll give you the Washington Times version of the story. U.S. Air Force major arrested at Capitol while demonstrating for Trump's impeachment. U.S. Air Force Major Jason Watson
in uniform
was arrested Wednesday while demonstrating at the Capitol for the impeachment of President Trump. Capitol Police said they arrested Major Watson for demonstrating on Capitol steps, which is against the law, unless the demonstrator is with a member of Congress. Major Watson was initially accompanied by Representative Al Green, the Texas Democrat, after an impeachment press conference led by the Removal Coalition, a grassroots organization. When the congressman left the area, police officers told Major Watson to stop his demonstration or he would be arrested. The man refused our lawful orders. He was arrested for 22-1307 crowding, obstructing, and incommoding. A Capitol Police spokesperson said, "It's important to note there are plenty of other spots on the Capitol grounds where demonstrating is allowed. Major Watson is risking his active duty military career to publicly call for Mr. Trump's impeachment. Quote, for the past 18 months, we the people have allowed the highest levels of the executive branch of the federal government to violate our Constitution and oath to it with impunity." Major Watson said,
"You're not covered by the Constitution when you're active duty. You're covered by the Uniform Code of Military Justice."
Major enlisted in 2005. While he still holds active duty status, he's currently on leave from his post as a logistics readiness officer in Poland. Major Watson said the president should be impeached for violating the War Powers Act by ordering military strikes against Iran and Venezuela without imminent threat to U.S. interest or approval from Congress. These violations have resulted in the deaths of 13 service members and injuries of hundreds more, he said. Major Watson said Mr. Trump also illegally circumvented Congress's power of the purse and advising consent authority over political appointments to give Elon Musk an unelected mega donor sweeping authority to shut down large swaths of our federal government, along with unrestricted access to our government databases. These violations expose every American's personal sensitive data to leaks and exploitation, illegally terminated tens of thousands of federal servants, and crippled support to Americans for medical care and disaster preparedness, and by far more tragically resulted in the deaths of hundreds of thousands of the world's most impoverished people with inhumanely abrupt secession of USAID, he said. All right, well, the Democrats are going to hold this guy up as a hero. He was in full dress uniform when he did this, by the way. And I'm old enough to remember there were a handful of conservative troops. I remember interviewing a Marine on a live stream when I was back at the Blaze, and on the panel was Terry Shapper, who's a former Green Beret. And we were interviewing this guy. He was in San Diego, and he was in his uniform. He said he was refusing to deploy to Afghanistan because he said Barack Obama was not a duly elected president. And I don't remember all of his complaints. And I remember Shepard sitting there going, dude, you can't do that. Right? You're in the military. You answer to the commander-in-chief. There were a few conservative troops that pulled stunts like this during the Obama years, but most conservatives were like, you serve the president, period. They were not cheered by most conservatives for that behavior. But you watch this guy, I was reading he's going to go to Leavenworth. Yeah. He could. I don't know if that's true. But could. Watch this guy.
He'll probably just get demoted and dishonorable discharge.
Violating the UCMJ. Yeah. Headline, Fox 9 KMSP TV in Minneapolis. DHS condemns Walls for pardoning of man convicted of child sex assault. Federal
10-year-old kid,
guy
sexually assaulted. He just pardoned him to keep him from being deported.
Concerns about his immigration status. What we know. The Department of Homeland Security released a statement condemning Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and other state leaders as they pardoned Tu Lu Vang. Thank God his name is not some young guy or... What was the other one? Ray Ping Yu? Yeah. A man from Laos who'd been convicted of a 2006 first-degree criminal sexual conduct involving a 10-year-old girl. Vang was set to be removed from the United States before the pardon was announced on June 10th, 2026. The Minnesota Clemency Review Commission voted to grant Vang a pardon. DHS said this decision can now prevent his removal from the country. The DHS criticized what it called sanctuary politicians in Minnesota for their actions in the case. The backstory: Vang's conviction dates back to 2006 when he was found guilty of repeatedly sexually assaulting a 10-year-old girl. According to DHS, Vang's status as an illegal immigrant and his conviction led to his pending removal from the United States. The Minnesota Clemency Review Commission, which includes Governor Walz, has the authority to grant pardons in the state. The recent pardon means Vang may now be allowed to stay in the country despite his criminal record. What the f*** is wrong with these people? Tampon Tim, what is wrong with you? This is what Daria Lisa Chevalier says we shouldn't be able.
Requested you hand them the order. They added the following instructions. Hand it to me.
I have to, because I have to see your ID.
Legal immigrant. Something that wouldn't happen if he wasn't allowed to cross the border illegally and if caught was deported. But Tampon Tim decided to let this guy walk. Why? So he could rape another kid? We have enough of our own rapists. We have enough of our own bad people. We don't need to import more, and we don't need to tolerate it when it happens. But the Democratic Socialists are running candidates that would say, honestly, are there any Democrats that are going to put the brakes on this? Are there any Democrats, even the ones that believe in comprehensive immigration reform and pathway to citizenship, are there any Democrats that will say, no, we are not going to keep illegal immigrant rapists in this country? Is there one of you? Is there one of you that can stand up and say, we draw the line at raping kids? See, the problem now, and it's like the birthright citizenship thing. If you agree with a Republican on anything, you're contaminated. And it's now a demand to be pure, 100% pure on the left. There is no negotiating. It's Gaza, not Israel. It's boys in girls' sports. It's the open border. There is no room for debate on the left anymore. That's it. There is no room for it. To the point now where Democrats are silencing themselves on illegal immigrant child rapists. Oh, you talk radio guys, you seize on this stuff and then you make it all sound more than it is. Then just say, you know what? I don't agree with you 99% of the time. On this one, I agree with you. Can you do that with Democrats? Yes. Yes, I can. When I hear Democrats talking about ending members of Congress trading stocks, I agree with AOC. There, you happy? I don't agree with AOC on anything else. I agree with AOC that we should do something about members of Congress, at least banning stock trades on stocks from companies that have business with the government. How about that? Can we start there? Why should members of Congress be allowed to trade stocks, let's say, in defense contractors? Why should the people that vote on our military budget be invested in Lockheed Martin? I agree with that. I agree with Democrats on that. If there's a Democrat out there that says, I don't think that members of Congress should be trading stocks with, let's say, pharmaceutical companies that might get government money for a COVID vaccine. Huh? I agree with that. Is it that hard? Is it that hard to deport a child rapist? If you can't say, I draw the line at child rapists, then you're not even human at that point, all right? Let alone a statesman, a proper statesman. Even if you believe that we should have a pathway to citizenship, can you at least draw the line at people that rape kids? If you can't, I don't know. There's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with Star Anissa Chevalier. There's something wrong with it. Headline: The Daily Mail. Woman passes out as she becomes the first ever to be caned for committing obscenity live with a man on social media under Indonesian province Sharia law. A woman has become the first person to be publicly caned in Indonesia's Aceh province for committing obscenity live with a man on social media under a strict Sharia law. The punishment was handed down after she and her partner were accused of kissing during a TikTok live stream. Images show the woman kneeling and screaming in agony as a mass Sharia police officer repeatedly brings the cane down across her back. Her face contorts in pain with each strike before the punishment becomes too much to bear and she loses consciousness. Dozens of onlookers watched the caning, with some calling for officials who carried out the punishment to whip stronger. Yeah, you gotta really. I mean, you're gonna beat the hell out of a woman with a bamboo cane. I mean, you gotta limber up first. You gotta limber up first. You gotta really crack your knuckles. Get a good grip on it, right? You might want to put some weightlifting powder on or some, mechanics wear gloves. And then
she's intoxicated. I can't make this delivery.
Dozens of onlookers. It's unclear how many of the 21 lashes she was had been received before she fainted. She seemed collapsing on the ground, clutching her back as a woman behind her rushes forward to catch her. The woman then lies motionless on the floor as a medic examines her to determine whether she's fit for the punishment to continue. Oh, well, yeah, you gotta have a doctor on site. Hey, you there? Hey, wake up. We gotta beat you some more. Even if she requires medical treatment. She will not escape the sentence with any remaining lashes postponed until she's deemed
That's the first time that's happened.
complete the caning.
She's intoxicated.
I guess all cultures are the same, right? All cultures are the same. And we're a bigoted group of people if we say we should not import Sharia into the United States. Rows of police officers watched the punishment from their seats as it was carried out in public. The woman's partner was also caned over the TikTok live stream, while 4 other convicts received lashes. The couple was reported to the authorities after they were seen kissing during a live stream on the video app TikTok, which prompted an investigation that led to their punishment. The city's Sharia police head, Muhammad Rizal, told reporters on Thursday, quote, "They clearly violated Islamic Sharia," Rizal said, adding that it was the first time in the religiously conservative province that people were
Anybody there?
Sharia law through social media. Acts of physical intimacy such as kissing, hugging, or touching between men and women who are not husband and wife are forbidden. Asa, the only province in the Southeastern Asian country that applies a version of Islam of the Islamic law. So you can be beaten half to death for kissing someone on social media under Sharia law. Beaten to the point where you may pass out, and the only medical treatment you get is to make sure, here's a picture of the doctor.
So, yeah, I'm door dashing, and number one, the lady had a temporary paper ID. Number two, she was intoxicated, so I can't make that delivery. So I'm going to get a bad rating from her, even though it's not my fault. You're funny, homegrown. Which I don't really care about her having a buzz, but I asked support about it, and they specifically said you cannot use a temporary paper ID to verify. And she was drunk, too. Her husband was even there, and he refused to let me see his ID. I was just going to scan his, or her boyfriend, or whatever. He's disgusted with her because it's fucking 2 o'clock, and she's smashed.
We are right. They are wrong. That's the end of the story. The arguments on this radio program cannot be broken.
So I got to take this all the way back to the store. Which is fine. That's where I want to be in that area anyway. But returned by 2:32. What the fuck? Am I supposed to fucking fly? Yeah, I just grabbed it and said, "I'm sorry, ma'am. My support's telling me I can't make the delivery." She started screaming at me. She jumped up. I thought she was going to follow me to my car, but she ran inside to yell at her husband instead. I'm like, "I'm out. I am out." Howdy. Thousand.
Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive...
First time I've done that. I mean, I've made deliveries where people kind of buzzed and stuff like that, you know, but they had... She probably doesn't have her ID because she probably just got a DUI and it got seized. I mean, they had 3 cars in the driveway.
Navigating life stages, Caring Transitions offers support for every step of the way. For seniors relocating or downsizing, we offer a compassionate, individualized approach that provides comprehensive solutions. Estate sales, our experts will list your items on our exclusive online platform.
Well, she probably knows she's too drunk to drive, at least this time. And
visit caringtransitions.com. Caring Transitions, embracing new beginnings with confidence.
If you have a 2, 3, or 4% mortgage rate, don't refinance it. You don't have to, but you can still get cash out of your home. Introducing Loan Pronto's zero-cost equity.
I don't know how I'm supposed to get it back by 2:32 though.
Your first mortgage. And
my GPS has me getting back. I don't know. It's ridiculous.
Paid off all their credit cards, paid off their existing HELOC. their kitchen and saved over $1,500 per month. And it gets better. There's no hard credit pull up front.
There's no way I can make it back to the store by then.
And listen, no closing costs. You may even
Yay, Wanda! All right. Actually, let me on my other. Hang on. Let me go ahead and get you.
See how much you can get right now. 8552-PRONTO, 8552-PRONTO.
Homegrown.
Equal housing lender and MLS 1661781 and MLS at consumeraccess.org. The people of the United States in American history.
I'm gonna be your first follower. Pick stop. Go. So I'm your first follower.
Hey, Rennie, it's Al Roker. I'm doing. Hope you'll join us for the Off the Rails barbecue. Some people say cookout. Say now I go off the rails on this one. Hot cakes about barbecue. Where are the glizzies? You mean hot dogs, right? Macaroni salad, potato salad. You have to bring in something when you come to America. Cookout forecast calls for sunshine and 100% chance of chaos. The Off the Rails barbecue. Listen now on the Sirius XM app. Summer in America is supposed to feel well.
Thank you, Wanda. Start looking into the studio. It's pretty cool setup.
In just black or vanilla. They're small, smooth, full, and built for hot days and early mornings when the coffee alone doesn't cut it, all right? And if it doesn't cut it, grab Tiger Strike. They're explosive
Get you
flavored energy drink. Zero sugar.
I'm gonna get you a premium subscription. It's gonna try and talk you into buying an annual. You don't have to do it. You just hit the close out the pop up you're about to get. Hang on. It's already posted. When I went in there, it went in. So you have a premium membership for 30 days now. So you'll be able to watch my premium streams too.
San Francisco. Go ahead. You are on the will count majority.
Like I said, you just close it out. You don't. They make it look like you have to continue paying, but you don't. I get almost 100% of that back on any memberships that I get for people. So let's go to advertising.
Well, that's just exactly what
Should we deport illegal immigrant child? Don't bring anything else into it. Stop it. Don't bring anything else into it. Should we deport child rapists?
You mean Donald Trump?
Okay, goodbye. You can't even say it. You're a waste of time. You can't even say it. You know what? I like to call conservatives evil, heartless bastards on this program. You're evil, brainless bastard. Honestly, go away. You and your child molester friends, all of your sickos, perverts, and weirdos in California, go away. Take your Scott Wiener and get the hell out of here. Sicko. Yeah, I was talking about Donald Trump and Eugene Carroll. I'm asking the question, should we deport illegal immigrant child rapists? Oh, Donald Trump. Because you can't even say it. Because you're a sicko. The hell out of here. Chrissy, Ohio, go ahead, you evil, heartless babe.
How do I follow that?
Easy.
I don't know. Oh, my goodness. I had called you, I don't know how many years ago, but I had discovered this monument that I had never heard of it before in Plymouth, Mass, called the National Monument to the Forefathers. And it's 137 years old now. It's supposed to be the largest
solid granite monument in the U.S., and it stands for faith, morality, law, education, and liberty. So it's basically civil and religious liberty. And I've been doing a lot of research on it because once I found out about it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is. And that was what Hitler used as a blueprint for the Holocaust. And they loved this country more than anything. And the monument wasn't being taken care of. On display in a museum that's called the Victims of Communism Museum. And what they're doing is they're showing the difference between communist and freedom. You know, so it's really cool. You can find out all about, you know, all of these other communist things, but then you have, it's called The Birth of a New Freedom. And it's from the American Journey experience. And there's actually like one of these little replicas of the monument there. And I just wanted to share that with you and your audience. And thank you for beating that guy up.
I'm not beating him up. It's that look, if somebody wants to have a debate and lay out the other side's perspective, I'll give them 3 minutes on the clock uninterrupted. But you hear me talking about deporting an illegal immigrant child molester. And is there one of you out there, even the ones that we're talking about E.G. Carroll? What does that have to do with this? That has nothing to do with it. I mean, before you go, what's funny, every day I walk through Times Square and I walk by a giant Celtic cross seated right in the middle of Times Square. And it is the monument to, it's called Father Duffy, right? It's Father Duffy Square. Actually, Times Square, parts of Times Square are actually called Father Duffy Square. And it's a picture of Father Duffy in a leather military coat. He was one of the heroes of World War I. He would run into live fire to help pull troops out of harm's way, and if need be, perform last rites. You would never know in the middle of this deep blue city that just elected a Sharia-loving Muslim mayor that there's a giant Celtic cross right in the heart of Times Square. People walk by it, don't even know it's there. It's amazing monuments, things that we put in public can go unnoticed.
Unbelievable. You know what else is interesting? I don't know if I'm sure you saw the acceptance speech of that gal who was just.
I gotta call my wife real quick. I'm gonna mute you guys for a second.
But in her,
just for a second.
Wait.
All right, I'm back.
Are women that have on, like, not necessarily burqas, but they're wearing T-shirts that say "Hot Girls for" whatever this girl's name is.
What? Which one? Mondani?
No, it's
Chevalier?
woman. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
No, I think it might be another one, but I have pictures of it because
You're in New York?
well, you know what?
There was Claire Valdez. There was Claire Valdez. There was
Hey, Lucky!
Chevalier,
Lucky Laptop. Please come say hi and rumble for a minute. I really appreciate it. This month they just increased the number of unique chatters to 75. Yeah, I'm back.
Why? The woman who was wearing Muslim cover, I'm thinking to myself, you would be dead. Do you not get this? I mean, it's so ridiculous.
It's just the thing. It's just the thing in the moment. These people are not thinking about it at all.
All right, I'll park you in the shade. Happy 4th of July holiday anyway. I'll be right back. I got to return this.
Let's see what we have here. Jeanette, Texas, go ahead. Evil Heartless Babe.
Is that me? I'm Janice.
Janice, yes.
I have three things. Number one, everything you say cannot be disputed. You are
Thank you.
correct.
Thank you.
Get out there. Number two, I would like to know why we pay women to have babies, especially if they've had one. Why we give them a sex when they have number two, when they couldn't feed themselves or the first one. And if that kid is established in the public schools and it becomes a special ed child, they will not take it off special ed when it is discovered that it wasn't, because they get more money for special ed. Number three, why aren't diplomats' children who are born in American hospitals on our dirt stupid? Because they are under the jurisdiction of the country that their parents are under. That's what 14th Amendment says.
I agree. And we try not to be cruel when it comes to children. But let me ask you something. If you're on welfare and you can't take care of yourself, why are you bringing people over the world that you can't take care of?
All right, I'm back.
And if you've done it once, why are you doing it twice, 3 times, 4 times?
Locked you out? No way.
Why are you?
Well, if you have a Gmail, you can just make a new one.
You can't take care of. Stop.
You make 10 of them and then hop in here with each one of them. I'll give them all memberships.
Kevin, South Carolina, go ahead, you evil, heartless bastard.
Andrew, I've got the perfect name for your boat.
Yes, sir.
Evil Heartless Boatster.
That's easy with the Gmail because you just log in using the Gmail.
That it's bad luck to change the name of a boat. So
That's good.
unless my boat was named I Love Obama or something like that. But I thought it was hysterical. I thought the guy I bought it from had a pretty cool sense of humor. I'm like, I'm absolutely keeping this. It's funny as hell.
Okay, well then maybe you got to get a T-shirt that you wear when you're on the boat.
I could do that. Evil Heartless Boaster. Let's see. All right. What do we have here? Diane, Delaware. Go ahead, you evil heartless babe.
Yeah. I wanted to comment on the recent point from the Supreme Court on
Booze, Brews, and Brats coming up.
I disagree
Last Saturday of July.
Their decision. I think what we should do to avoid these people coming from China and all just to have children is to not issue visas. Don't allow them in the country.
That's another cause. This is what I understand. This is the suicidal thinking that is taken over the entire Democratic Party. It's not just that somebody's here. They're coming here to do it. They're coming here for the specific purpose of undermining our system, because we're going to have an army of Chinese communist kids coming here. Whenever that started 3 years from now, they'll all be legal to come here.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. So don't let them into the country.
I don't understand. I don't understand why we can't do something like that. This is amazing. Our Supreme Court, I don't know what the hell they're thinking either.
And that actually wouldn't violate the 14th Amendment.
Get off your fucking phone, dude.
Children, then we don't have to worry about the birthright citizenship.
I agree. Thank you very much for the call. Let's see, who do we have here? Matt, Connecticut. Go ahead, you evil, heartless bastard.
Hey, Andrew, I can't believe that guy could not answer the question. Support.
Oh, nice. You gonna have a fireworks show? That's awesome.
In 2007, back when Sirius and XM were two separate things, and you had to put
cool.
thing in your car. Recently got Sirius again because they got a new car, and I was happy to hear you went back to the old intro with Madison at the beginning. I missed that one. It was nostalgic.
What? What did we do? Hold on. What did we change? We never changed.
One of my buddies sells fireworks. He sells the good stuff too, with the big mortars and stuff.
It was a different time. Like she had.
We did have Joan Bishop for a while.
Gotcha.
Well, we also do it partly because she hates my guts. So.
I just wanted to say, Andrew, this holiday always fills me up with such patriotism, and you hear all the black filling and all the we're doomed, we're done, it's over. But I get so excited for America. I have hope for America. This is America first, and I love this country. So thank you for all your work.
Thank you very much. I don't think I'm. You know what's funny? The DSA.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Is not being called far left.
I'm gonna be watching quite a few of them.
Don't you find that?
But I don't think I'm going far from home because
I'm considered far.
My German Shepherds are big babies when it comes to fireworks.
What am I far right?
Oh, their tarp is fucked up.
I'm a libertarian-leaning conservative. What makes that far right? Wanting less government, wanting more in the private sector, wanting people to keep more of what they earn. What's far right about that? Let's see, who do we have here? Mark, Virginia, go ahead, you evil heartless.
It's funny. Where I'm picking up this order is where I'm meeting my buddies later. It's called a little pub called Local Time. Spelled like the herb, THYME.
For your Hot Women for Sharia t-shirt.
Yes, sir.
You need to do it as a kit with a foam stone. That way all of the ladies can stone themselves as they wear the shirt.
Fake foam stones. That would be funny. I might have to have Drew put that up on the website just as a gag. Right? Hot babes or hot girls for Sharia. Are there any hot girls for Sharia? You know what, 90 Day? I'm taking my readers off. I would say I'm a bad person for watching 90 Day Fiancé. I'm a bad person. It is the lowest of lowbrow programming out there. But one thing I've learned watching that show, all these women, mostly really fat women, that go out there and there were some good-looking ones that go out there and they want to date guys from like Tunisia or wherever they. One of them was in Syria, and they get there and like, what do you mean I have to cover up? Or what do you mean I can't go out? Or what do you mean I can't drive? It's like, do you not know who this guy is and what his background is? Like, even the ones that came here. Like, every season, they have a woman who's dating a guy who's Muslim in a Muslim country, and the women act dumbfounded when they find out what the rules really are. Like, I love him, but I don't want to wear a headscarf everywhere I go, and I want to be able to drive and have my own money and do my own thing. Yeah, that's not how Sharia works, lady. And yet they're absolutely dumbfounded when they find out, you might not have had good luck with American men, but all right, we are going to wrap it up in the next segment. And of course, we will end things with Aaron effing Lewis AFL, and his new song, Give Back My Country. We are right. They are wrong. That's the end of the story. The arguments on this radio program cannot, will never, ever be broken. And we come back, we'll be back on Monday. We're counting down to my 20th anniversary. I cannot believe it. And I will tell you this with all sincerity. You know, do I do well here? Yeah, when I talk about the Everyman King and my $8,500 Corvette, I'm not living, shaving off the gold bricks. I can't retire now. You know, it's not like I'm getting a lottery level salary, and it does happen in this business. And you know the players that get that. I'm proud of what I achieved, and I'm proud of this program, and I'm thankful that you listen to this program. This is how I earn a living. You know, this is what I do. And I might not be the biggest host in the business. I'm certainly not the least recognizable. I always say I'm not the richest, I'm not the poorest. I do well, not too well, but I'm also not, short of anything. But I can't believe we're coming up on 20 years. I mean, I really can't believe it. And I, from the bottom of my heart, thank everyone who's listened to this program, whether you've been listening for a day or since the beginning. All right, Voice 695 Patriot 957-2874. We are right, they are wrong. That's the end of the story. The arguments on this radio program cannot be broken. Sirius XM Patriot.
Summer is here. And the good vibrations are in full swing on the Beach Boys channel. Sun-soaked songs for a limited time, filled with harmonies. And the stories behind them. Good vibrations. The Beach Boys channel is happening now on the Sirius XM app.
Today, it's all about controlling costs. As your business grows, you need technology that scales.
And
it doesn't cost you an arm and a leg.
another long delivery.
Expenses. Growing businesses are moving to a company they can trust. Acumatica.
Believe how far away this
Acumatica is the world's fastest growing cloud business solution, delivering unparalleled functionality with the highest satisfaction scores in the industry. And businesses trust Acumatica. You shouldn't have to worry about dramatic and unexpected price increases. Acumatica is committed to transparent and fair pricing without locking you in to long-term commitments. We're also the only ERP vendor to offer unlimited user licensing, so you don't get charged more for your growth and adding employees. Graduate from your basic software and take your business to the next level. Over 10,000 companies have already made the move and have graduated to Acumatica. Achieve your growth ambitions and save money today by going to acumatica.com/offers. Acumatica, building the future of business together.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-651-5982 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an old.
Oh, it'd be cool to old ambulance. That was Chevy though.
Will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-651-5982. That's 800-651-5982. What do you have to lose? Call 800-651-5982. Again, 800-651-5982. This is going to sound strange. You're not yourself. It's not just stress. It's not even just in your head. There's a physical reason you feel stuck. And we're seeing the same patterns in dogs, even horses, because this isn't about your thoughts. It's about your nervous system. I'm Mark Fox. I was a space shuttle chief engineer. You're not broken. That's why I wrote Go Find Joy. It became an Amazon bestseller in 3 different categories. Get it free at gofindjoy.com. Is the person who manages your Google ads the best? Here's who Google thinks is the best. Google thinks it's Search Kings. Of more than 10,000 Google agencies in the United States and Canada eligible for the honor,
It is one company.
Thanks for following her, too.
That is the winner of the Google Ads Impact Award, given to the Google partner with the most impactful Google advertising results. You want to stand out where your customers are online? Switch to Search Kings.
Portland or prosperity. Unisize. Smokehouse majority.
Why can't I play the original version? I get it. That would be inappropriate. I don't care who you are. This movie was great. I remember I think it was my mother-in-law and father-in-law were over in the scene where there's one scene that's successful.
Oh, no worries. Thanks for. I just appreciate you being here, hanging out.
If you know the scene, yeah. And they're like, what the hell's wrong with you? All right, let's see. What do we got for the last segment here? What do we have? Hillary Clinton. Yes. We always think the best for last. Hillary Clinton says she sincerely hopes that the intelligence community is hiding information from Donald Trump. Play cut one.
It was thought in this legislation that created the Department of Homeland Security and created the DNI that this would be a better coordinating mechanism. I think there's a lot of problems with it, but it is at the high intelligence. The DNI has access to everything that they want to see. I mean, I hope there are career and even political appointees in various of the agencies that are slow walking or refusing to share information with Pulte.
So again, it's the bureaucrats are here to really run the country. Right? Democrat bureaucrats are here to second guess the election, second guess the president, undermine the president, deny the president. Like Mark Milley calling the Chinese and saying, "Don't listen to Trump, you listen to me." You know, I'll deal with you guys. Can you imagine if anybody did that to a Democrat president? I mean, I get it. She lost twice, and she'll never be president. You'll never be president. You'll never be president. Trump's been president twice. But she's actually out there advocating. And you know that's being heard. You know that's being heard to people that are buried in these bureaucracies in the deep state. They really think they have permission to undermine the commander-in-chief. Hillary's not playing games with that. All right, let's see. What else do we have? Jayapal Kiros. Oh. Okay. Speaking of Hillary, who helped her brother acquire a gold mine in Haiti. Hunter Biden was put on the board of directors of an oil and gas company in Ukraine and also brokered a deal for a cobalt mine in Congo with the Chinese government. Hunter Biden's been given access to everything, investments, high-ranking positions. I mean, don't forget Frank Gistra and Bill Clinton and that Kazakhstan, the Uranium One deal. No. Now the Democrats want the Trump kids to be subpoenaed. And we don't even know the details of this mining thing. We just know it's direct, indirect. We don't know. Cut 5.
This crypto scheme is the most serious because there's so little transparency and information that the American public have. We just don't fully understand who is giving Donald Trump all of this money and for what, and if they're getting anything in return.
Do you want to see him impeached for this? Do you want to see Democrats try to impeach President Trump if they take the House?
They're going to do that anyway.
What I want to see is serious investigations into Donald Trump's corruption. But everything.
You're already trying to throw the guy in jail.
But we've got to put our energy into stopping the Trump agenda and rooting out corruption and taking on the administration and the Trump family in all of these deals that are happening across the world. And so that is going to be our focus. Where that leads us, we'll see.
Should should President Trump's children expect to be subpoenaed by a Democratic House?
Absolutely. Look, anyone that is involved in these schemes and its corruption will have to come in front of our committee.
So they already tried to throw the guy in jail multiple times. They looked the other way as the Hunter Biden laptop story. He's just a little boy who loves his father. Don't you know he has a disease? The disease of addiction. He can't help himself. You know, my first question was with Hunter Biden. Look how effed up he is. Look at what a low-life, disgusting piece of garbage he is. This guy was handed everything in life. You want to talk about white privilege? It's not white privilege. It's government privilege. All right? Nobody would survive the things that Hunter Biden has survived. Positions on boards of directors, foreign venture capital investments, and be at the table to broker a deal for the Chinese government in Congo. What the hell do they need Hunter Biden for? Oh, they were trying to evade sanctions from the State Department. He's just a little boy. But think about how effed up his addictions were, right? This guy was a crackhead. What crackhead would the Chinese trust to negotiate this if it weren't for him being the son of the vice president or the son of the head of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee? Nobody. You wouldn't trust Hunter Biden to clean toilets, given his predilections. But he was able to mastermind his way onto boards of directors and all these lucrative positions. Why? Because of government privilege. Don't give me this garbage that the Trump kids should somehow be treated any differently. You looked the other way. You made excuses. You said the story's not real. It was 100% real. Until you've got the Trump kids, you've got evidence of a crime. Just say, well, they have to be up to no good. I mean, they're his kids. We just have to investigate them. What's the evidence of a crime? If there was no evidence of a crime committed by Hunter Biden, what's the evidence of a crime, you piece of garbage, too? All right, we're wrapping up. 250. 250 years. You know, I was 4 years old at the bicentennial, so I don't really remember it. If you were there, like maybe you're like
he's a year younger than me. I was 5.
Now you're getting to celebrate another 50 years, you know, good health, thank God. That's got to be awesome. I mean, how many times can you celebrate a milestone like this, right? Like if you were there in 1920,
my business partner was at Mount Rushmore for the bicentennial.
That must have been so cool.
He was 12, 13,
Imagine
something like that.
Being there. I would look. I always say, people ask me. They've asked me during Ask Andrew Anything. If you could go back in time and witness one event, what would it be? And I always say now, I would love to be at Franz's Tavern down off of Wall Street when George Washington came in for a drink after being inaugurated. That would be really cool. You know what? Another thing I think I'd like to be at? The 1876 celebration, right? The centennial. How cool would that be? I would even like to see what it was like in 1926 here in New York City. I think that would be really awesome. All right, what's the time out here? 54:40. Okay. Well, yeah, we have a special airing all weekend. We recorded it with Horace Cooper and Jonathan E. Ward, and a little bit of me solo. The Constitution, past, present, and future. But how do we end every week? Well, I can think of only one artist right now, and it doesn't hurt that we're personal friends. Give my country back. I love this new song. Aaron, take it away. We'll see you on Monday.
got the care a little, but here's the way I feel. But your book, there's no things.
We got delivered to this house before. Be right back.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Larry Elder here. These words weren't written for history books. They were written for you. But it's hard to pursue happiness when pain is part of everyday life. Relief Factor was created to help people address inflammation, one of the most common causes of ongoing aches and pains from aging, overexertion, and just good old daily living. It's a 100% drug-free, research-based formula that works through multiple metabolic pathways to support comfort and mobility. No prescription, no masking symptoms, just real relief so you can keep moving forward. I take Relief Factor every single day. I've done so for years. I don't want my pain to come back. As America celebrates 250 years of independence, give yourself the chance to reclaim yours. To commemorate, we're offering a special patriotic price, just $17.76, so you can pursue your happiness being pain-free. Your $17.76 three-week quick start is ready for you. Relief Factor, because freedom just feels better without pain. Visit relieffactor.com. That's relieffactor.com, or call 800-4RELIEF, 800-4-RELIEF.
With the high price of new and used cars today, many drivers are choosing to keep their vehicles a lot longer. But with the average car now over 12 years old, most manufacturers' warranties have expired. I'm Danica Patrick. If your car is out of warranty, a single trip to the mechanic could cost you thousands. That's why smart drivers choose Endurance. If your vehicle is less than 20 years old, no matter the mileage, Endurance could have your car covered for the drivetrain, electrical, AC, transmission, and more. And Endurance is with you every step of the way, from filing a claim to paying the mechanic of your choice directly. And your rate won't go up no matter how many claims you file. Call Endurance now and choose the plan that fits your budget. Act now and get 1 year of elite benefits, a $2,000 value, free.
For your best free quote, call 800-298-2007. 800-298-2007. 800-298-2007. Coverage varies by plan, view contracts and exclusions at EnduranceWarranty.com.
Freedom never gets old. Celebrating America 250. Sirius XM Patriot 125.
Use this power at Town Hall
I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. The country's largest city is bracing for an action-packed weekend of 4th of July events. Here's correspondent Laura Winters.
Law enforcement in the nation's largest city on high alert. There are no known specific or credible threats to this year's celebrations. New York City Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch says the harbor will be loaded with boats and tall ships as part of the America 250 celebration. And then there's the annual Macy's 4th of July fireworks, which draws thousands of people. Our intelligence division, our joint terrorism task force, and our counterterrorism teams continue to monitor every possible lead, both domestic and international, in real time. Laura Winters reporting.
The administration proposing a new rule to keep hospitals from charging markups on some discounted drugs for Medicare patients.
The administration says this could save consumers $1.1 billion next year. The rule would apply to hospitals that serve low-income patients under what's known as the 340B program, which lets hospitals buy outpatient prescription drugs at discounted prices. But in many cases, hospitals can bill insurance at rates that exceed those costs, allowing hospitals to keep the difference and resulting in higher costs to patients.
That is correspondent Bernie Bennett. Stocks responding after this morning's jobs market report. I'm Seth Suttel, and this is Markets in a Minute. Stocks are mostly rising on Wall Street after the latest update on the job market suggested the Federal Reserve may feel less pressure to raise interest rates. The S&P 500 rose 0.3% in the first hour of trading Thursday. The Dow rose 397 points, that's about 0.8%. The NASDAQ composite slipped 0.2% as several big chip companies fell, including Advanced Micro Devices. National Beverage jumped 13%. The company behind LaCroix sparkling drinks said it would pay a special dividend to shareholders. Seth Suttel, New York. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Are you tired of feeling lousy? Maybe you had a scare at your last checkup or just walking hurts? Enough is enough. Call PhD Weight Loss. When I had enough 4 years and 53 pounds ago, I knew I couldn't do it alone. I'm Mike Gallagher for PhD Weight Loss. Best phone call I ever made. They were right with me. They still are today. Right now, mention Mike. You'll get 2 free weeks added to the program, and they'll pay for the cost of your food. $1,500 value. Call 864-644-1900. 864-644-1900 or visit myphdweightloss.com.
1812, America won its religious freedom. Now that constitutional right has been attacked from inside our own government.
We all of a sudden became Indian. I got 6 months of house arrest, 5 years probation. I'm sorry, our rights have been suspended?
Don't miss the powerful new documentary by Dawn's Early Light, how President Trump's task force to eradicate anti-Christian bias exposed the truth. By Dawn's Early Light. For a limited time, watch it free at ByDawnsEarlyLightFilm.com. ByDawnsEarlyLightFilm.com.
Russia hammered Kiev in an 11-hour drone and missile attack overnight into Thursday morning, killing at least 20 civilians in the city and injuring scores more. Moscow says it's retaliation for Ukrainian strikes on Russian oil sites.
This attack comes at a significant moment in this war. It follows weeks of Ukrainian strikes in Russia and occupied territory that have hit oil facilities, disrupted supply lines, and caused fuel shortages. Zelensky renewed his appeal to Western allies to urgently strengthen Ukraine's air defenses, saying that Patriot systems remain a top priority as they are among the few that can intercept ballistic missiles. Zelensky has also appealed to Putin, Russia's president, to end this war, but says that despite these diplomatic appeals, Moscow continues to intensify its attack on Ukrainian cities.
Here's on breaking news and analysis at townhall.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. Brian was a planner. He really wanted us to be taken care of if something happened to him. Brian and I came to the decision to get life insurance when I was pregnant with our first son. When I realized the policy was there, I felt relief. Life insurance helped me focus on healing. I could really focus on my kids and myself and trying to pick up a lot of the pieces of a world that was very broken at the time. He really provided for our family in life and also after his death. So I think that would make him proud. Ethos makes it fast and easy to get life insurance. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million worth of coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/apply. That's ethos.com/apply. Ethos.com/apply.
Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hi, I'm Joe Perillo with JoePerillo.com. I'd like to tell you about Perillo Collision. The Perillo Collision staff are trained and insured to repair Bentleys, Rolls-Royce, Lamborghinis, or any other high-end luxury vehicles. We service accidents from all over the country. Maintain your luxury vehicle's warranty with our professional team. Visit JoePerillo.com. That's JoePerillo.com. That's JoePerillo. And click on Perillo Collision or call us at 312 BMW 1111.
Business owners spend weeks shopping for the lowest interest rate, then lose a six-figure opportunity waiting for the bank. Think about that. Saving a little money on financing can cost you a lot of money in this growth. At Delta Capital Group, approvals can happen the same day, with funding often available the next business day. No endless paperwork, no waiting around hoping, just fast access to capital when your business needs it, because the most expensive loan is often the one you never get. Visit deltacap.com. That's deltacap.com.
Does the Democratic Party actually need to embrace the moniker of socialism, lean into it?
No, but I think we have to understand that people do not believe that this version of capitalism has worked.
We need to abolish pre-check. I've got like a million beefs with the airline industry and the process of having to fly. We need to nationalize the airline industry.
Democratic socialism at the heart is pragmatic, because if we cannot deliver for working people, then what is this for?
Freedom is back in style. Welcome to the revolution.
Yeah, we're coming to your city. Gonna play our guitars and sing you a country song.
The new Sean Hannity Show. More behind-the-scenes information on breaking news and more bold, inspired solutions for America.
All right, thank you, Scott Chapman. Thanks to all of you for being with us. Write down our toll-free telephone number if you want to be a part of the program. It's 800-941-SEAN if you want to join us. Linda, by the way, is working remote, and her microphone's not working today. How are we going to go a whole show, Jason and Katie, without Linda? An entire show without her weighing in or me aggravating her or her getting aggravated at something I'm saying. I was going to bring up again Taylor Swift's wedding just to annoy her. I mean, that's as predictable as the day is long, right?
They're doing rehearsals today.
Oh, they're doing at Madison Square Garden?
Mm-hmm.
So, there have been some people that have been speculating that this is a head fake. I've never thought this was a head fake. I've always thought this is real. And
did you not think they weren't going to get married?
No, I knew they were going to get married. The head fake meaning that it's not at Madison Square Garden and they're acting like it is, and then it would take place at some other location. But all indications are, according to friends of mine that live in New York, Madison Square Garden is like surrounded by massive trucks, and it's going to be this huge ordeal. And I guess some people are complaining about it. Is the wedding, when is it? Tomorrow, right? I guess that wedding's tomorrow?
Yeah, I believe it is tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm not really sure why people, are so worked up about it. It makes no sense to me at all. As far as I'm concerned, is two people, they met, they fell in love, they're having a big wedding. It's their wedding. They planned it. They can afford Madison Square Garden. I can only imagine what the cost of renting out Madison Square Garden is. And, why would anyone wish them anything other than the best unless you're just a jackass that wishes, the worst on people? I'm just like, okay, so they get married. Why not wish them the best? I mean, life is hard enough. And these are like, how many great moments in life or moments that you want to be memorable do people actually get to have in their life? You never know, at any point, all of us are subject to, saying goodbye and heading to the next life. So when you have the good moments in life, you ought to be able to celebrate it the way you want to celebrate it. And if you can afford Madison Square Garden, then good for you.
You hear that sound?
Katie, what?
You hear that sound?
Yeah,
Steam
what is that?
coming out of Linda's head listening to this, okay? You're probably going to get
it's not as fun
in the next 2 minutes.
No, it's not as fun if she's not responding to it. Because the only reason I brought it up yesterday, because I knew it would piss her off. I just knew it.
These palm trees.
She likes to start the
You know,
show
in Northern
every day
Ohio.
and try to get me mad. She swears I do a better show if I'm angry before the show. I don't agree with that.
You're very petty.
I think
you know that? You're very petty.
Who's very petty?
Both of you are very petty. You're Tom Petty. She's Richard Petty. You're just both petty.
Man. All right, we got a lot to get to today. There is now the emergence of a completely new paradigm, a new model. These are, as I've been saying, these are uncharted waters. This midterm election year is the single most unpredictable midterm election year. If anyone tells you otherwise, they don't know what the hell they're talking about that I've ever seen in my lifetime. And it's unpredictable because there's never been a party that has been taken over by the most radical, the most extreme elements. And there's this other part that I keep pointing out that I don't think that people are paying enough attention to, and that is that the other Democrats that normally would say you're crazy, this is nuts, no, you shouldn't be anti-Semitic, no, the Green New Deal, we can't afford it, no, socialism doesn't work. There's nobody but John Fetterman and apparently now Joe Manchin, who's not in the Senate anymore, has joined with Fetterman. I think he's telling Fetterman to just get the hell out of the Democratic Party because they've gone so nuts. And for years, when he was in the Senate, I mean, he was being pushed in the same direction. So it's like all bets are off. Now, if you look at historical trends, the party in power, that would be Donald Trump's party, the Republican Party. Historically, they tend to lose seats in the House and the Senate in midterm election years. But this is not your normal midterm election year. You now have look. Not only do you have, and I won't go through chapter and verse on Graham Plattner. I won't go through chapter and verse on sixth gender. God is non-binary, and he's championing the right of biological men to have access to abortion Tallarico, or El Sayed out there campaigning with Hassan Piker, who, proudly, went out there and
All right, I'm going to find a stream to raid. Almost 2 hours. I'm going to come back later.
Because this same guy was out there for this Malak Quiros who won in Colorado. And we're going to get into Colorado and what's going on out there as well. But this is now like a cancer growing within the Democratic Party, but it's a cancer that's not being addressed. Usually, I mean, if there is a cancer, you address it. There was a time where there were Democrats that would speak out against, virulent anti-Semitism. I don't hear any Democrats speaking out against those that have radical anti-Semitic views anymore. I don't hear a single one of them. I mean, you listen to this woman Quiros, bragging about the socialist takeover of the Democratic Party. We'll get into that later in the program. She's saying that we're not going to wait to abolish ICE. Wants Medicare for all. You go through, the record. For example, New York is okay. You think, well, New York is New York. New York elected Mamdani, and I had this debate last night on TV with Comrade Bill de Blasio. I mean, compared to Mamdani, he's a moderate. Now we'll play this this interview, this debate that we had last night, because it was very hard to pin him down and get a straight answer as to whether or not he will be voting, for this. What's the name of the woman? Chevalier? How do you pronounce her name? That is, what's that? Chevalier. Okay. I don't want to mispronounce people's names. They think you do it on purpose. I'm not doing it on purpose. So she was able, along with the other two people that were endorsed by Mamdani, to unseat a long-term the bigger part of this is, where's the rest of the Democratic Party? Where are the people that don't really want a guy that had a Nazi tattoo for 20 years running for the U.S. Senate in Maine against Susan Collins? Where's that Me Too movement of the Democratic Party that would, go absolutely ballistic if any Republican ever attacked any woman that was a victim of sexual assault or even rape, because that's Graham Plattner, or hung out and put pictures of himself on a towel that is known where young people hang out, and all the communications that he won't release, which we can only imagine the reason why. And
it's very nice. Same thing with all Asmongold viewers, the Unsub Boys. It really is like a smorgasbord of just a whole bunch of great people in the one chat. So, dude, Chad, you guys, I cannot tell you guys how proud I am of everybody who was in chat during that podcast. Y'all did fucking great. Y'all kept the chat rolling the entire fucking time for an hour and a half. I never had to check in on you guys. I never had to